and 1 extra minute to wrap up. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ndey Mariam, and I am a Woman Boss School Ambassador. And I am honored to be part of this discussion to celebrate the International Day of the Child, of the Girl. So I will be speaking on how my voice and leadership skills helped shape me and how I am using them to make an impact in my community. So from a very young age, I was always afraid of being judged. I always wanted to be an inspiration, a role model to other people. But I was afraid of using my voice wrongly because I had no guidance and I was afraid of letting people down, of being a leader. So when I joined a peer health club, I did not only learn to come out of my comfort zone, but also I was inspiring, entertaining, and educating other people through dramas and poems. That was how it all started. I was using my voice and leadership skills to make a stance in being the change I want to see, change ideologies, and also inspire greatness. So, living in a world where I am allowed to explore and utilize my potential to me means being free, free to follow my passion, my dreams. And thus far, it had led me to solving a community problem with the woman boss that is empowering the next generation of leaders through skills development. This will enable me to instill the same morals and abilities that were instilled in me, in other young people, and give them the opportunity to be the change, make a difference. Because no young person, especially girls, should be limited from doing what they want to do because we have so much to offer to the world. My voice, our equal future. Let's seize the opportunity to reimagine a better world inspired by adolescent girls, energized and recognized, counted and invested in. A theme with a lot of significance. But remember, together, we can all strive to live the reality of this theme. So this year's theme is of great importance, and I'm really honored to be part of this discussion. So happy International Day of the Girl to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ndey Mariam Kamara. That was very short and very precise. I appreciate that, and we're so glad that you could work through your insecurities. We're so glad that you could find your voice, and that the Woman Boss has assisted to honing your leadership skills. Thank you very much for that presentation, Ndey Mariam. So, like I said before, if you have any questions or comments or observations, please put them down in the comments below, and I will be checking it frequently to make sure that all of your concerns and everything else is being met accordingly. So thank you very much once again, Ndey Mariam Kamara. I now welcome the second speaker. Please introduce yourself and what you will be presenting on today. For our second representative, our second speaker, Ms. Jainaba Ceesay. Okay, it looks like we have lost Zainab Ceesay there, but not to fret, we would have our third speaker for today, Ms. Madeline P. Jassy. Please unmute your mic and then introduce yourself and let us know what you'll be presenting on today.
Good afternoon. My name is Madeline Patricia Jassy, and happy International Day of the Girl Child to you all. It is indeed a special day to celebrate the girl child, to reflect on the roles of the girl child, to create an opportunity and platforms to amplify the voices of the girl child. So today's theme is My Voice, Our Equal Future. It means that in order to have equal future where girls are given equal opportunity. Each and every girl should be bold to talk about issues affecting them. We equally should empower the girl child. Our individual voices matters in making equal and safe world for the girl child. So speak up, for it really matters, because um, do not be afraid of speaking out, because do not be afraid of speaking out, because if you don't speak out, it might affect the people, it might affect you and affect the people around your society. So you must speak out. So what are the roles parents and the government should play? To parents, it's our responsibility to teach the young girls on their rights and their sexual reproductive health. And to the government, we should place policies and mechanisms on how to help our young girls. Uh, that's what I have today. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much, Madeline. So thank you very much for that presentation. And indeed, nobody should be afraid of speaking out, because it is our responsibility to talk about things that is bothering us, to talk about things that we're going through, and in order to be able to make change, because that is the only way that change can be brought forward. So thank you very much for that amazing insight. And I would like to welcome our next speaker. Like I said before, please introduce yourself and tell us what you'll be speaking on today.
Hello, assalamu alaikum to each and every one of you. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. My name is Sally. I'm 19 years of age. I currently completed my basic education, and it's indeed a great pleasure to be here on this virtual forum, having brilliant girls or women get to share ideas with you. So today I'll be talking about how it feels to live in a world where you are allowed to explore and use your potentials in the best ability you can. And secondly, also I'll be talking about the how I have been able to use my voice and my leadership skills to be able to influence my community and make an impact on it. So basically, about the International Day of a Girl Child, it's indeed a celebration and something way more than the celebration can even imagine, because it's the day where we get to reflect on the things that goes around within us and the things that borders us. So yeah, so far that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sally Cham. So I have a question for you, Ms. Cham. I just want to know, give me an example of a challenge that you have faced by simply being a girl, either at home or school or in any of your communities that you have found yourself in. What are some
Sorry.
of these challenges? Let me repeat myself. What are some
Okay.
of these challenges as a girl have you faced either at home, at school, or in any other community that you have found yourself in?
Most of the challenges I face as a girl child in my community, it's I am limited to whatever I am doing. I don't have a say or contribute in any discussions. And I found myself clipped in a cage whereby all that I am meant to do at home or in my community is to work, do the house chores, and yeah, listen to men and whatever they say, or my younger brothers, be my younger brothers or my elder brothers, whatever they say, I get to obey it and do as they say. Even though certain times you find out that when it comes to giving ideas, I contribute a lot, but Basically, the environment that I live in doesn't give me that opportunity to express myself, nor to tell them how I feel or how I think about certain situations.
So how do you walk through those kind of situations? Or maybe do you have any solution to go ahead with go about to go about a situation like that? Because I know you're not the only girl feeling that kind of way at home.
Yeah, having to have people around you that you know when they offer you, like they are willing to offer you their time and energy to mentor you and to create that space, to nurture and groom you to be somebody that has self-confidence and somebody with us high self-esteem. I begin to feel less or hold on to my fear each time I feel like they are limiting me or stopping me against something that will bring a change in my household or in my community. So I speak out my voice and make sure that my voice is being heard, either by shouting or whatever the case might be. I make sure that I take that position firmly to make sure that I my voice or whatever I am to say is being heard and it's being reasoned on my own side.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Cham. And my last question, you can answer that later. I just want to know how some of the organizations that you have worked with helped you gain that confidence, helped you gain that sense of leadership, and how have they honed your leadership skills to where you are right now? So you can answer that later on. You can think about it until we get back to you. So I just want to say to the previous speakers, you even though you're shy, just know that this is a free platform where you can just express yourself. Just talk about, just say things how they are. Just express yourself. Be free. Just know that we're here to listen to you, and we're here to do whatever it takes to be able to help you. In your ventures. So for Madeline P. Jassy, I'm gonna just ask you the same question that I did Ms. Sally Cham as well. So I need you to give me an example of a challenge that you have faced being a girl at home or in school or in the community. What are the challenges that you have faced in any of those various communities? Please let us know.
Um, can you please repeat your question?
Yes. I asked, what kind of challenges have you faced by just being a girl at home or at school or in any other community that you have found yourself in? Maybe, I don't know, maybe in the village or maybe around your peers. Just what kind of difficulties have you gone through? Just give me an example.
Okay. Mm, Can you, can I think about it?
Sure, of course. Definitely. All right, to you, Ndey Mariam. The same question goes to you. I'll just repeat my question again. So I just want to know what kind of difficulties, just give me an example of some of the difficulties that you've gone through by just being a girl, maybe at school, at home, or in any community that you find yourself in.
Well, to be honest, I would like to say um, changes are gradually being made, and like discrimination against the girl child is rapidly decreasing in my own area, because at school or at home, I'm not being discriminated as a girl child. My biggest challenge has always been within me. It has always been myself, my self-esteem, my self-confidence. But like as girls, I see my peers, like they're not given the same attention as some of their brothers, or because their brothers, like their parents have more hope in their brothers because they feel like the girls will be set off to marriage or something. I have a friend like that whose parent feels like she is not like worthy of the attention and put in so much sacrifice into her as much as her brother. But I feel like as for me, I am lucky enough to have a father that doesn't discriminate me in any way. Or both my parents, they don't discriminate me. They listen to me. They listen to what I have to say, and they let me go to programs to educate myself. And it has always also been thanks to organizations like the Woman Boss, Safe Hands for Girls, Fair Health Club, that I have learned to become more outspoken and know my rights. So all these organizations helped groom me. But honestly, I have always had very understanding parents and teachers also. I feel like in my school, the teachers believed more in the girls than the boys. So I would say um I really faced much challenges when it comes to discrimination against the girl child because that is really gradually decreasing. Thank you.
I mean, I wish we all had the same families. Then I think things would have been easier by now, right? So Neyman, tell me, how have you worked through those insecurities? Like, how have you worked through your insecurities within yourself? Because I know that as a girl child as well in my home, I was not discriminated against because even though I am Sarahule, and you know how Sarahules are in Gambia, most of the times it's a girl child that does literally everything at home, and then you have to go to school, you have studies, you have all these things piling up. Um, my mother my mother was always very fair when it came to giving us any sort of responsibilities around the house, so that I am completely and utterly grateful for. But even through that, she would still let us know that this is what the culture wants to see, as you guys are females, as your girl kids. So basically, that for me as well, that was not my that was like I never experienced anything around that side. But then my own insecurities as well were the ones that was keeping me down, because I never thought I was good enough. I never thought I was smart enough like the others. I never thought I was confident enough. So that really deprived me of so many things. I would say I deprived myself of so many things like that. So I would never open up to literally not even anyone. So basically everything that happened, I would just keep it into myself, and like there was no confidence at all, just nothing at all, right? Until I had to sit myself down and tell myself that, Zainab, this is not the life that you want for yourself, because I know what I want to achieve in my life, and I know what I have to do to get there. So I had to talk myself out of it. And obviously, I had other people in my life as well that I brought on, that I knew were positive influences that would be able to help me to achieve what I want in my life. So I'm still working towards that, but basically it's like we have the same situation as well. So I just want you to tell us how you have worked through your insecurities. Just give us some ways that will be able to help others that are listening out there, that are going through the same thing that maybe you have gone through or that you are going through right now.
Well, the first thing is you have to be honest with yourself because nobody is perfect, right? But you have to sit yourself down and realize that this is not who I want to be. So let's say I wrote down the things I want to change in me. I wrote down the person I want to become and what I should do to become that person. And gradually, I started walking towards being that person. And it's not a day's walk, it's a gradual process. And you have to be determined and you have to really want it. Like, I wanted to be more confident and believe in myself and know that I can do whatever I put my heart to. But I needed to change some bad habits, stop going out with some people, and learn from experiences. But another thing that helped me also was having a mentor who I can open up to, someone who can guide me, someone who will give me advices when I'm confused. Because we had that relationship where I could tell her anything. So she was always there to give me advices. So that also helped having a mentor. But honestly, the first thing, it all begins in you. You have to be honest with yourself. As children, let's say, you have to say, oh, I have to stop dressing this way, or I have to stop going to this place, or I have to stop going with these friends. Whatever you have to do to achieve being that person you want to become, you can do it. It all starts from within. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ndey Mariam. It really, really does. It all starts from within you. And I think we all should learn a thing or two from you. So thank you very much for that. And just like I asked Ms. Sally Cham, I just want you to think about how your various organizations or mentors have helped you into becoming the leader that you are today, have helped you into honing your leadership skills that has brought you at this particular moment here today. You've mentioned various organizations and some of your methods. So I just want you to think about that and get back to us with an answer. So we'll do that later on. So I'll just like to invite our next speaker. Is Ms. Jainaba Ceesay around? We missed you. Jainaba should have been our second speaker, but we missed her, but now she's back. So welcome, Jainaba. I would like you to introduce yourself and what your presentation would be about today. Okay, it seems like we lost her again. But not to fret, we have another speaker. Is Ajimari Seka around? Ajimari Seka. Ajimari, before you come on board, I would just, Miss Salicham, could you please turn off your video? Thank you.
Yeah.
And please mute. Miss Salicham, please turn off your video and mute your mic. Thank you very much. All right, so I would just like to welcome our country's representative, Mr. Gordon Jonathan Lewis. He has also joined us on today's webinar, and thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Jonathan. And I'm hoping that you all will learn from our girls today and just enjoy our webinar. And if you have any questions, please put them down in the chat below, and I would check that constituently so that I know that your questions or comments or observations are not being ignored. Thank you very much. So I would like to welcome Ms. Ajimari Seka. Ms. Ajimari Seka, are you around? Yes, she is. Please unmute your mic and yourself and let us know what you'll be presenting on today.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Honorable Ajimari Seka, a member of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia. I hope you are getting me.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Like each child has a voice capable of combining interaction that can transform the world in a better place. They have the right to be heard and provided with education and equal opportunity to make them empowered. As a guardian that matter, I expect like to have rights and voice that should be heard. I agree.
Yes, yes.
Okay, as a child and a guy for that matter, I am seeing our voice matter and important because many of our opinion and ideas are clean up or taken insignificant just because we are girls, even though the law protects women and girls, right? It does not mean that people respect our rights because we are abused every day, either mentally, domestically, or social. the law is there but not implemented because of our culture of silence. We should break the culture of silence and try and speak our rights and our voice. It will help girls around the world to have their voice, and it will provide them like to be to know their rights and well-being. That will help in terms of telling people things that are affecting them or things that are going wrong and something that they don't like about it.
I agree, Ms. Seka. That's actually very, very true. I mean, I support that girls really do need to know their rights, and we're really glad that there's an actual children's assembly that is there to talk for the children and for the younger girls and for the younger children here in Gambia, because I know he who lives it knows it, you know. So I know that you guys know the difficulties that young girls and young people are facing. So obviously, you know what to do at the Children's Assembly. And as a law student, it's actually very important as well, because before we went to the university, we did not know anything about the law. We did not know that there was a law for children. We didn't know any of that. So it's very important and very imperative for children to know these things so that they can know exactly the rights that they possess. So I would just like you to give me an example, like I asked the other girls. Just give me an example of a challenge that you have faced by just being a girl at home or school or even at your community. Just give me just one example of any of the challenges that you have faced.
Okay, thank you. The challenges that I faced before is that like I was not involved in decision making process, and I was like my voice was not heard. Like I should not talk. Men are the leaders. So those are the challenges that I face. But thank God now I have the opportunity that I go through a lot of organizations. Example like TUIW, the Children National Assembly, that helped me like to improve my self-esteem. That I can talk anywhere that to talk about my rights and responsibilities.
I'm really glad that the Children's National Assembly is giving you guys a voice. It's actually very, very important to listen to the young people. Since the Gambia is made up of 65%, I think, like it's made up of youth. Like 65% of the youth makes the entire Gambia's population. So, what solutions do you offer? Like, since obviously you have this opportunity, how about for those who do not have the same opportunity as you to be a part of the Children's National Assembly and other organizations that you might have worked with that has helped you to become who you are here right now today and at this very moment?
Okay, my advice is let's break the culture of silence. Let's speak for our rights and our voice. Whatever happened to you that you feel like is affecting you or hurting you, let's remove it out. It will help. My in my own solution that like we are helping other girls around the community, that we are sympathizing about the rights and the well-being of a girl child, and also abuses that are happening in our community and uh, at the street or any other places. We are doing our best to make a stop for that. My own advice is like, let's try and break the culture of silence and speak up because it's time for now so that we can have a bright future.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ajimari Seka. And like I have asked your sisters before, I just want you to think about how your various organizations that you have been with or your mentors that you have had various sessions with have helped you in honing your leadership skills. How have they helped you to become the confident person that you are today? Like what has brought you here, right here at this very moment, today to be a part of this amazing webinar with only a few girls that have to speak up for basically the entirety of girls here in the Gambia. So I would like you to just think about that question on how these various institutions have helped you to become a leader and to become to be the person that you are today. So thank you very much, and think about that, and we'll get back to you guys as soon as we're done with the final presentation. Thank you very much. So we've got
Repeat your question.
yes, what I was saying is, how has your various institutions that you've been with or your various mentors helped you to become the leader that you are today? How have they helped you develop the skills that you have acquired at this very moment in time? Is that clear? All right, thank you very much, Ms. Ceesay. Okay, so we've got a question and a suggestion from the chat box, but I would let the final speaker present first, and then I would ask them your question, and then whoever wants to answer it from the speakers would please put their hands up, or maybe send an okay emoji with a thumbs up at the chat bar, and then I would let you know who would answer the question. And after that. So Ms. Jainaba, you're welcome. Please introduce yourself and let us know what you'll be presenting on today.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, good afternoon to you all. I'm Honorable Jainaba Ceesay, and I'm very much honored to be part of this panel discussion. And as a girl, I'm so glad to participate in this discussion, because this day is a very important day, because it encourages us to make sure that our voice are heard, and it gives us the full chance to speak out. And I think as a girl doesn't mean that you are weak. No, because being a girl is like a gift from God. So we have to believe in ourselves, and whatever is troubling us, we have to take it out, so that many people will be able to notice and know that we are suffering somehow, and also believe in ourselves. And I think we have to trust ourselves, and I think trust brings confidence. Yes, because if you trust yourself, you'll be able to be confident about yourself and the things that you have to do and the way you have to speak up, so that people will hear you. And I'm so glad to be here. Like the society, they think that we are just weak. You know, many girls in this country are not aware of their rights, and we, the Children National Assembly, and we, the young girls in the Gambia, are there for them. We are there for them to show up and make sure that they are noticed and their voice are heard. And well, my presentation is short. What I have to say has been cleared, and I hope the young girls like me will be able to come up with their problems, so that it will be noticed and many people will be able to understand their feelings and what they are facing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I just want to ask you the same question that I have asked your sisters. So basically, I agree with everything that you have said, that a lot of girls in the Gambia, actually a lot of the youths do not know their rights, and that we have to be able to teach them their rights, and then things that they do not know that the law offers to them. So what do you offer? Like, what's your solution for that?
Well, my solution is that we as for now, we are all creating platforms and like sensitizing them in radios and televisions. We have to do more efforts, like we the young girls, to make sure that they are understanding what we are doing, and also understand their own rights. And I think the government should implement and should implement the policies and enforce the laws about the rights and the things that we have already written and sent to them. So I think, and also the parents should also play their part on it, because some of them were not only molested by the people outside, but also they in their own family. So I think the parents should also be their guardians, because they are responsible for their upbringing. Thank you.
That is very true. So I just want you to tell us what are some of the challenges that you have faced, especially at home or school or in your community.
Well, like my other colleague said, I think the challenges, I think I have only one challenge, and that is within myself. Like, maybe I have trust myself, but not that much. And I think trust brings confidence. So if you trust
Yeah.
yourself, you will become confident on whatever you are doing and whatever you are saying. And I'm so glad to be in these discussions and trainings, and like our mentors are helping us to make sure that we believe in ourselves and also have confidence, trust ourselves, so that we'll be able to like move on and also speak out whatever is inside our hearts. Thank you.
That is very true, Jainaba. Thank you so very much. And there is one thing
Thank
that I
you.
ask. Since you are in the Children's National Assembly, and most of you and all of you represent girls and the youth of the Gambia, I know you know what girls and what girl children go through, especially when it comes to traditional practices and things like that. So, what advice do you have for girls, especially like really, really young adolescent girls going through puberty, or even or even their experience through FGM? What solution or what little advice can you give them in order to boost their confidence? Because a lot of girls, some of the things that they go through puberty is period shaming. You know how the body changes during that time, and a lot of girls do not understand what they're going through, and they're made fun of a lot of the times. So what little advice do you have for them in order to boost their confidence when it comes to practices that they harmful practices that they may have gone through, and some of the challenges that they face through puberty?
Okay, my advice is that I will tell them that we are there for them. We are everywhere in this country for them. So they should believe themselves and make sure that they understand their rights, and also know that it all is about life. But we have to be taught everything in life. So I think they should like consider themselves in whatever they feel like, and also feel free to speak up, and make sure that they should not feel like they should not feel uncomfortable, because we are girls, so we have to be free. We have to be very free of ourselves. So I don't think anyone can just come and just make us insecure. So we have to be ourselves. What I have to tell them is that we have to be ourselves, and they should make sure that they always find a way to protect themselves, and we are always there for them in everywhere in the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jainaba. So the same question goes to all of the girls as well. Like, what advice do you have for girls going through puberty, and for girls especially who have gone through very, very harmful traditional practices in the Gambia, that have very, very low self-confidence, and basically cannot basically are so shy, and their self-confidence is so low that they can't even speak in front of other people, they can't even talk about what they're going through? What advice do you have for them? So I'll give each and every one of you just 1 minute to, or maybe I'll just give you, I need each and every one of you to just give me maybe 2 sentences on an advice that you give your fellow girls out there.
Hello.
So you can go first. Jainaba, you already answered that question. Ajimari Seka, you can go first, and we'll walk through the rest.
My advice for those guys really break the culture of silence and talk with people about things that are affecting you. Or even you cannot talk with strangers who are outside. Your parents are there or sisters. Now people are involved in this social work activities. So you can talk with them about your problems. That will help you. Or even talk with your parents because they can advise you. And this bring and have this self-esteem in yourself and know that like if you keep your own problem in you, that will cause more harmful for you because you will not have a solution to solve the problem. But if you discuss it with some people, they will help you to give you ideas that will help you to solve your problem. Let's just break the culture of silence and have confidence in yourself.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ajimari Seka. So because we do not have enough time, I would just like to feature a question from Mr. Jonathan. So Mr. Jonathan is asking how, like, what more needs to be done for UNICEF to support your rights? What does UNICEF have to do in order to support your rights better than they're doing right now? Like, what are the things that you think would make UNICEF a better ally to you? So the question is open for any one of you to answer.
Okay, like what UNICEF should do is like to empower girls to talk about rights and implement our rights and policy. Because like we have rights here, but people do not respect it because girls have been violating and abused every day, either domestically, social, or mental. So that will cause more harmful in you. So they should talk with people, sensitize them about the rights of the girl child, and talk to them how to help children and girls, how to protect them in times of their own problem or situation. Because and also they should sensitize like children, create more platforms that they will involve girl child to discuss about their rights and responsibility and like to build more self-esteem in them, having more training about this self-confidence and self-esteem.
So what do you think, Ms. Ndey Mariam Kamara? What does the UNICEF have to do more in order to support girls in Gambia?
Okay, I think what they can do is, I mean, there are laws being put forth to encourage girls' rights, but what we need more is the implementation of those laws. Bring out ways to actually make sure that those laws are being implemented everywhere, especially in the rural areas. And one other thing is education, because I mean, we here in the urban areas, we are privileged to have proper education and follow through with our education. But like I think 39% of girls in the rural areas do not follow through their secondary education. So like helping girls, educating girls. I mean, education does not change the world. Education changes people. People change the world. So if we educate people, if we educate our young girls, they will know their rights and they will fight for their rights. So educating the young girls in the rural areas is also something else the UNICEF can do to promote girls' rights because we should not just focus in the urban areas. The rural areas are lacking in this stuff, and yeah, make sure that we implement these laws everywhere. Bring forth ways through which we can implement laws supporting girls' rights. That's also one other thing we can do to promote girls' rights. Thank you.
Okay, so Thank you very much for that, Ms. Ndey Mariam Kamara. And Marissa says, thank you for your support, for listening in and encouraging our next generation of women leaders. And another said that I believe the challenge many girls or girl child face in the Gambia is lack of women in top decision making. And yes, I support that. And someone else wrote that we need more women in policy making. So from Mr. Jonathan himself, this is a little advice to all the girls and to me as well. He said, girls, find yourselves a mentor, a coach who can help and support you through life's difficult decisions. So I hope you can take that home with you today. And because we don't have enough time, I would like to invite Mr. Jonathan. Okay, sorry about that. I was just told that there's a question on the Q&A tab. Hold on, let me check on that. So someone says, some traditional practices were banned, but we see them lingering back because they are more or less laws we felt belongs to someone and not the land. What are we doing to make sure these laws are in place and in practice? So I would like the girls from the Children's National Assembly to briefly answer that, because I feel like you're more in tuned to that area, and I know that you would be more suitable to answer that question.
Okay, can you please repeat your question?
Yes. So Mr. Johnson is saying that some traditional practices were banned, but we are seeing them lingering back because they are more or less laws we feel belong to someone and not to the land itself. So what are we doing to make sure these laws are in place and in practice?
Okay, like things that we'll do to make this law in practice is like that. The main problem is that the culture of silence is killing many girls, because if something happened to you that your parents or family members do not want you to speak it out, no one can help you. And also we should enforce the law. The law is there but not enforced, because you will see a girl going through FGM or child marriage that they don't go to the police or report the case, that the law cannot be enforced without knowing the problem. The main problem is that if we break the culture of silence that and implement the law, that because this law will help us like to protect children and girls of the country. So we should try and implement the law.
All right. Thank you very much, Ajimari Seka. Does anyone else from the Children's National Assembly want to include or just add on to what Ajimari Seka has said?
Of course. Are you hearing? Get it?
Yes.
Can I get it? Adding on to what Ajimari said, yes, it's true. Like some of them are still practicing the traditional practices, but I think it's all about the parents. Yes, because like some people believe it that they just cannot stop it. They think that if they stop it, something bad may happen in the family or something else that will affect them. And I think the implementation of laws also is like another problem, because without the implementation of laws, how are they going to know and understand unless we teach them or talk about it or talk about that. So I think it's about implementation of laws that we should work on that, and also about the parents. We should still be sensitizing them and make some efforts, more efforts on it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jainaba. Does anyone else want to add on to what Jainaba said? Just a brief one-liner? Not. Thank you very much for answering that.
All depends.
Mr. Louise. Okay.
What I have to say is what we need is sensitization. We as a population need to understand that the law is not only here for a certain period of time, as the president that stated it. It's here to stand as long as it is not edited or whatever. The law is not like the president does not own the law, right? When he's gone, he doesn't go with the law. He leaves the law here. The law is the law of the land, not the law of the president. I don't know whether I'm making sense, but it all starts with sensitization. People need to be sensitized to understand that even though the one who brought up this law is gone, the law is still in this country. So what we need more is to implement this law. Make sure that the president here will implement this law too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ndey Mariam Kamara. And Mr. Louise, I hope that answers your question. So from Catch Them Young to all of the panelists, they're saying that they're proud of you all and the message couldn't be clearer. Their advice for girls is that they should not be afraid to speak up, never allow anyone to silence you in any way at all. So speak up as and when necessary. So thank you very much for that from the Catch Them Young. Also, our Mary, the founder of the Woman Boss, is saying, the founder of the Woman Boss is saying that this is what we do at the Woman Boss. Thank you, Abdullah and Mr. Jonathan and all UNICEF staff. Thank you, Zainab. That's me and all the panelists. So that's our Mary Khan, thanking all of you. So thank you very much, our Mary, for bringing such an amazing initiative to Gambia to help and inspire our young girls and our women in the Gambia to help us be able to improve on what we already have, because everything that we're doing right now, everything that we have achieved, we were capable of. We just needed someone to guide us and someone to push us to the right direction. So thank you so very much. And from Isata Demba, who's also a Woman Boss School ambassador, is saying, inspire other girls and create awareness by advocating for speaking up always. And thank you very much, Ms. Isata Demba. That's actually a really, really great, that's an amazing one from you. So thank you very much. I'm very, very, very proud of all of you. And I mean, I wish I had been like you at your age, but since we're all doing the same work and it's never too late to let your voice be heard. Thank you very much, UNICEF. Thank you very much to everyone. And I would just like to give Mr. Luis the floor to give us the closing remarks. Mr. Luis, you're welcome to join us now. Mr. Jonathan. So he's supposed to give us the closing remarks, actually.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Definitely, yes, 100% clearly.
Okay, wow, fantastic. Well, I must say, this has been one of the most beautiful afternoons that I have spent in a very, very long time. Generally speaking, my Saturdays I tend to spend by listening to a lot of music. I'm a very a big fan of different types of music on Saturdays afternoons. This particular Saturday, which is coinciding with the weekend of the International Day of the Girl, I said to myself, I have to tune in because I need to learn about what girls in the Gambia are telling us are their major preoccupations, their key asks, and how they believe that they can actually change their country as well as the world. And I do not regret having spent these past close to an hour and a half with you. Congratulations to the moderation. Beautifully done. Well conducted. I'd like to say that the voices that we have heard We are going to cherish them, and we have taken note not only of the things that you have indicated to UNICEF, but also to other stakeholders, be it the government, be it your communities, be it your parents, be it your own siblings and your own family members, who many times can be the difference between making or breaking your experience as a girl in the world. So I very much appreciate the time that you have spent with us, the recommendations that you have thrown our way. And I would like to say that I take it very seriously when I ask the question, what can UNICEF do better and more for you? Because this is our role. We were created specifically to be able to be in every country of the world, be it the Gambia, be it Pakistan, be it Costa Rica. We are here for you. And whenever we are not up to your expectations, I expect that you will tell us so. I expect that you will tell us that we are not doing enough, that we are not doing sufficiently, or that we are not using our powerful voice, because UNICEF has a powerful voice. We are an agency, we're only two agencies of the United Nations that have been given the Nobel Prize for Peace, UNICEF, and just yesterday, the World Food Program. If we have that recognition, it means that we can stand up to the challenges that you give us. So continue telling us what we can do better. Continue challenging us so that we can rise to being a better organization for you. But above all, what I would like to tell you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I mean this very seriously because I think it makes a great difference. In my professional life, every time that I have had to make a difficult decision, I always had a coach, I always had a mentor. You need to look out, go out there and look out for an ideally a woman leader, a woman pathbreaker, a woman who has done great things, be it in the private sector, be it in government, be it in engineering, be it in aeronautics. We have women in the world who are astronauts. Did you know this? So go out there and look for a woman who's a leader, who's powerful, who's strong, as a mentor and as a coach to help you in those critical decisions that you will have to take in your life. I will not sugarcoat this because each and every one of us, man or woman, will always have to take difficult decisions in life. But if you have a mentor, if you have a coach, if you have somebody who can steer you through those decisions, that will make a tremendous difference. So, congratulations to you all of the panelists, the moderator, and a happy International Day of the Girl in the Gambia. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Over and out. I think you might be on mute.
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan, for giving us that amazing insight. And I mean, I have learned so much for myself today here as well. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for taking this full hour out of your busy schedules to be here, listen to the worries of the girl child. Thank you so very much, everyone, and happy International Day of the Girl to you all. And have a wonderful rest of your evening and a wonderful rest of the celebration.
Wonderful. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
It cannot continue. It can't be the same. We cannot be the spectators or the audience while people discuss and take decisions about our rights, our bodies, and our future. If we must continue this conversation, then we must be participants. And when we are part of the conversation, our views must be respected. Every decision about girls must be guided by the best interests of girls. Every girl deserves a voice to be listened to and her views considered. We often celebrate our eloquence, our wisdom, and our brilliance when we put forward a strong argument or opinion. But our opinions never make it to the policies and the programs. Our voices are unfiltered, and so shall they remain. They say we are just girls, and that we will understand when we grow. That is the top line of almost every child marriage. Girls sometimes are often robbed of their future. In the Gambia, 1 in every 3 women aged between 20 and 49 is married before her 18th birthday. A girl will win a debate in school on Thursday, and she is shrouded in a bridal gown on Friday. A girl will visit her uncles or cousins during summer, and guess what? She will never be back for the exciting start of a new school year. They say, let's marry her off. Otherwise, she will bring shame to the family. But do you know what shame is? Shame is watching your daughter's ex while she is busy in the kitchen. Change.
Education, a basic right for every child. So, we have schools, we have books, we have more girls in school than any time in history. But for many of us, schooling does not lead to learning. Some of us go to school in empty stomachs or exhausted from domestic chores. Schooling will equal learning when we have enough trained teachers, adequate learning materials, and proper classes and sanitation facilities. And as we advocate for these resources, we must also insist that no girl is left behind. We must all be in school, and when we are in school, we must be allowed to pursue our education to the highest level. And all this begins with good early childhood development.
When they say a girl is untamed, do not look for a stain on her clothes or any dirt on her body. We've succeeded in making menstruation what it is not, shameful. Why would a girl stay away from school when she is on her period?
Why do you think girls go to any extent to hide their menses? The shame and stigma surrounding menstruation are nothing but a recipe for gender discrimination, violence, and child marriage. Let's demystify menstruation. Let's make it normal for girls to talk about it. Let's encourage parents to support their daughters during menses. Let's make school convenient places for girls on their periods. Speak up before a girl bleeds to death.